Hi, everybody. It is December 1st, Wednesday. We are almost through it this year. I mean, it's just shocking. I have the shades on because I'm going to be doing some smooth jazz today, so I thought I would try to make myself as hip as I can, and I think this is about the only thing I can do is put some shades on. So maybe a beret, but I don't have one. I think I talked about him on a much earlier video, but I'm going to go back and visit some other music with him. And it's the wonderful, and it's always a point of contention, flutist, flautist, Tim Weisberg. There's always that argument is how do you pronounce that? I remember James Galway, the great flutist or flautist, was on Johnny Carson many, many years ago, and Johnny asked him, he said, so are you a flutist or a flautist? And Galway sat for a minute and he went, I don't know, I play the flute. So I guess Tim Weisberg plays the flute. And this album that we did was called Outrageous Temptations, and we cut this in 1989. Apparently when Tim was a student in school, he really wanted to be a drummer. But it says the instruments were chosen in order of students' last names. So when Weisberg finally came up, he had the choice of bassoon or flute. That's what was left, and he chose the flute because it was easier to carry and seemed easier to learn. But he loved soul music, which had been using flute in since the 60s. So, but he studied classical, played soul, jazz, and pop, and his first studio project actually was on a Monkees album, The Monkees Present, in 1969. But it was interesting, he had performed on the Midnight Special back in '74 that was hosted by Bobby Womack at the time. And I was doing a Bobby Womack album, and that was the first time I ever met Waddy Wachtel, was working with Bobby Womack. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in his history, and he's still an avid musician, and he's done all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to play a couple of songs from this album. The first, I'm going to do the title track, "Outrageous Temptations," and this was arranged by Russ Freeman and David Benoit, and it has myself and Jeff Porcaro on drums, Mike Landau on guitar, Luis Conti on percussion, and David Benoit on keyboards. So here, and this is Tim Weisberg, the flutist or the flautist. We'll let you decide. Okay, here we go. I think I'm gonna have to, give me 1 second. I have to get the Bluetooth up and running here. I've been filling book orders all morning. Boy, I put the Little Hustle by Joe Walsh and Russ and Waddy on. And man, orders are pouring, and I've been printing labels. I got the room downstairs is packed with boxes. I got a truckload to take to the post office. So let's see, this may go on and then come off. So this may require a start and stop. This is part of my my high-tech way of doing these things. Here we go. Outrageous Temptations. Up there it goes.
Nick, I'm just looking at you now. Like, okay. How tall are...
Hold on. Watch a genius at work here. Waiting for the ad to end. Hold on. I'm going to go back to the top. pocket is so amazing. Tell you, Jeff's groove is as deep as the Grand Canyon. What a joy to play with that guy. I do miss him. Okay, here's a song called Promise Me, and this was arranged by Tim and David Benoit. It's Mike Landau on guitar and Jeff Piccaro and myself and Luis Conti and David Benoit on keys and Tim on alto flute on this one. This is called Promise Me.
If the government did one thing right.
I'm going to have to do something about this. I had YouTube, premium, and I was still getting commercials on it. So I'm going back to the top of this one. It's so unbelievably disturbing. Sorry about this. I used Frankenstein on all of these tracks, and give credit to it. The album was produced by Jeff Weber, David Benoit, and Tim Weisberg, and engineered by Ben Rogers. One last tune here. This is called Margarita, and it's Tim on flute, myself, Jeff Piccaro, David Benoit on piano, Russ Freeman on lead guitar and guitar solo, Mike Landau on rhythm guitar, and Luis Conti on percussion, and it was arranged by Todd Robinson. So here we go, Margarita. Oh, God.
Story of
Insufferable, insufferable. I'm going back to the... Oh, God, this whole thing just went crazy. Sorry. Here's hoping. Weisberg, Outrageous Temptations, 1989. I remember back when we actually did some gigs. A section opened for Tim back in the early 70s. It was a lot of fun. It was nice. I love doing instrumental evenings. It was always fun. It's just a whole different vibe, different kind of a crowd mentality where they're not singing along. They're just digging the songs. I can't wear these anymore. Enough smooth jazz. Here we are. Oh, it's the light. It's lovely. I'm going to get going. I've got to fill a pile more orders and get over to the post office and drop off a truckload of books and then head back to the warehouse and fill it back up again. And then going over to a friend's house to help put up their Christmas tree. So lots to do today. Did another track for a friend, sent it off, and they're happy with it. So I'm grateful for that. Expecting 2 more, and just every day is just packed. It's crazy. And again, thank you to everybody out there working so hard to keep this world afloat. So many reports coming in now about variants and strains and all this stuff, and it's never going to end until we really have it under control with vaccinations and masking and all the things that are coming with this. I completely ignore the people that come on and tell me that I'm full of crap and vaccines don't work and masks don't work. I talk to enough doctors and nurses and people in healthcare to, I think, have a grasp of really the reality of what's going on. So my heart goes out and my thanks go out to all of them. And I just want to wish everybody a wonderful beginning of December. So here we go. We're off and running towards the finish line of this year. Now we'll get started again. So take good care, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.